Okay, Kevin, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to you to cover marketing versus paid lead gen and converting leads and team building. So over to you.
Righty, let me just share my screen here.
Got that?
Yep.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to be going fast because I wanted to jam in a lot of value for you guys. So keep up and take screenshots if you wish. My number one strategy for getting free buyer leads, that I put the strategy up against paid leads, by the way, and you can do it yourself fairly easily. And I'll bet you're not doing it, and I'll bet no one else has showed it to you because I don't see it being used. If you see it being used, I mean, throw in the chat where you've seen it being used. It's a pretty big deal. So first of all, a couple of facts on how we can do this. The number one thing buyers want is to know about listings matching their criteria. This is going to be pretty big to consider when we consider how we want to attract them. The next thing is, I know you want sellers, and I know everybody wants appointments. Well, here's bottom line. Sellers first show up as buyers in the marketplace, generally speaking. I know there's exceptions. The buyers are found in the greatest number on realtor.ca. So, by the way, usage in realtor.ca was up 21%, or sorry, 71% in 2021. And one of the things I wanted to show you was that's a record we hit in 2021. We had 1 million visitors in just one day. So basically the buyers are at realtor.ca. We know what they want. We also know that it includes the sellers. So what can we do with that? How can we extract from there? The secret is basically a custom website, but that's just part of it. What we want to do is we want to tie in a listing that you have, and that's one of the caveats. You got to have a listing, but you got to be ready for it. Tie in a listing that you have to your custom web page, and here's where the secret lies. Not many people have custom web pages, and if you have a custom web page, here's what you need to do. The content that's being consumed by buyers is listings. If we pepper, they want to consume all the information on the listing. If we pepper lead generators through the content, that is going to give you the biggest result. So what happened was, I discovered this when I had 20, 30 different websites that offered different bits of information, and I was advertising ads all over the place, driving traffic on all these different pages to my site. And then one day I came along a tool that I did a heat map on my website, and here's what I saw on the heat map. The traffic was coming from realtor.ca, hitting the listing, because I was at least doing that. And then it was leaving from there too, or the majority of it. So that's where I got the idea from, peppering the content, and this is powerful. Let me show you a real live example of this. Just give me a second, and I will run over here. I'm going to share another screen with you. All right, so this is a real live listing today on realtor.ca. First thing I want to point out is, if you do a custom web page and it has a variety of things, you can light up all these buttons. So if it has audio tour, you can light that up. Brochure, photos, anybody can throw a map on there. I'm sure you got photos, but light all these up. And these, in fact, if you wanted to count them, we've got one here, viewed listing on the Realtor website, one here, that's 2, 5 here. That's 7 links all together. Pretty easy to stumble into. And all of them, doesn't matter which one you click on, will take you to the home's custom website. Now, in the content, that's what they're consuming. What you want to do is, well, I can tell you the number one question, because it's based on the number one thing they want. See more home, this home's in Thornton. See more Thornton listings like this one in real time. So if you click on there, it'll take you right to your HDX site. If you don't know what HDX or IDX is, send me a direct message, we'll sort that out. Basically, there's Thornton, and here's homes in the area listed in that price range. And of course, you've now brought them into your ecosystem. And if they click on something, it's going to ask them for their information. So that's the first best hook based on what we know about buyers at this location. But then we can also throw what's your home really worth, because those sellers are in there too. Hey, unique selling proposition, our exclusive marketing team, why 16 times more people choose us. Click on that, you get that information, still peppering it through the information on the site. And then down at the bottom, we can even start showing in your portfolio. There's another listing of ours. There's one we just sold, and there's another one we just sold last week. So shows the portfolio. If you're not collecting reviews, you want to be collecting reviews and storing them. I think you'll notice, how many do I have? So the challenge with reviews is, you can get them on one spot, but sometimes hard to get them in multiple places. So you got to be even more diligent. If you want Google reviews and you want Realtor.ca reviews, are two separate locations, and we can still keep driving them into other areas. So that is, let's jump back over to our presentation here. So that's an example of what we're doing with custom web pages driving free leads. Now, if you do this, you will be extremely shocked at the results and how powerful this strategy is. Any website that, now the first thing you might be thinking is, oh, I don't know how to build a custom website. Listen, there's websites out there that give you what they call, that stands for what you see is what you get editor. In other words, you don't have to be a website programmer. I mean, if you imagine a Word document, you can drop pictures in, you can drop text in, you can change things around. That's a what you see is what you get editor. So I'd recommend having a place where you can drive traffic and do up a custom website yourself. On Toronto Real Estate Board, where we're located, there's branded sites and unbranded sites. Obviously, this is a branded site, so it's going to show up on Realtor.ca, but won't show up in realtors' feeds when they're sending them listings. But that's where the buyers are, and we already gave you an example of those. So because sellers first show up as buyers, this is your chance to shine by showing them exactly what a good job you do. So different line of thinking here. Instead of thinking I need to talk to them to tell them, show them, because that's where they are, and that's the best way to do it.